A few weeks ago, while I was at my mom's house, I decided to go through some of her old jewelry boxes. Some of these jewelry boxes she's had since I was a little girl, and I haven't seen them since then. As you recall, we moved to the United States in 1986, and so a lot of these things have been hidden away and I haven't seen them, and so it just brought back all these memories. Mommy, I found this ring. Oh, this ring is older than me. 1969. What does it say on it? Y, and then looks like silver.
Something to ward off evil.
To ward off evil. Interesting.
It's a Yoruba girl gave it to me.
Oh yeah?
We were in London and we were working together and she gave it.
You all have these giant fun rings. We got to do one day a dress up. As much clothes and stuff you have, we have to do a dress up, have you wear the stuff so I can film you. Oh, I remember this ring too. I kind of remember this ring. So this has to be America, in America that you wore this. Sheesh. My mom is like grandma. Or my grandmother, and I'd say that not like in a grandmama-ish way, because if you knew my grandma, you would know she was very fashionable. Here's my grandmother, Caristine Robotham. People would call her C. She was a very outgoing person, very gregarious, party girl type of person. Not much of a stay-at-home mom type of person. Definitely a shopaholic. Very outgoing, like I said, very interesting. She was always dressed up, always ready to go out. And one of these days I'll have a dedicated video on my grandma. She was something else. And even into retirement, living in Florida, she was one of those like the life of the party kind of woman. And yeah, this picture, we got dressed up, or I got her dressed up, hair and makeup, and all she could say was, "Why me look so old? Why me look old?" Keep in mind, she was actually in her 80s here, and this picture was taken a year before she passed. All right, it's costume jewelry, and oh, I have something like this too. I don't know why she mixed good stuff with bad stuff. She gotta separate this. This one is one of the jewelry pieces from my father. Like I said earlier, we used to live in northern Nigeria, West Africa, up until 1986, before my mother and brothers moved to the United States permanently. My father remained in Nigeria, but fortunately we got to see him again 30 years later here in the US. And these pictures you've seen, I love looking at them, and here are some behind the scenes of that visit.
Alright, here's Barbara. She's hungry. You can tell it in her face.
She's very hungry.
The gaunt. That's what happens when you don't eat. All right.
Another one?
Alright. 1, 2, 3.
What are you doing?
I'm trying not to get in the way.
This is video. Say something.
Happy Black Friday.
This is it, Black Friday today? Yeah, the day after Thanksgiving. You're right. Okay. So this is gold. I'm gonna separate this and have her put it in her better stash. I just noticed that the inside of this jewelry case has these like designs of beach, you know, seeing the shells, the beach, the little fish over there. Cute. Anyway, we're trying to separate out the big costume rings over here. These are the ginormous ones, right? And then these are the more dainty ones. And then this one, I don't know. And then really you should separate the silver toned ones. All right, pull this off. Pull this off. I can't pull it off.
Open it at the back.
Yeah, pull it off. I just seen it. Oh, this one's cute. one's
Yeah.
cute. All right, Silvertone, you're messing up my little...
Plan.
All right, what stone is that?
Now that I believe is real. No, it
Oh.
isn't. After these things I go into Macy's and I pick up. That was bought
That looks
for,
like a man's ring.
I think it was Bashir's.
Really? It looks like a man's ring and it's
Bashir's.
black on the inside.
That's why he probably throw it in my jewelry box.
This looks real.
Let me see.
I wonder if that was
this
grandma.
is real. This is my mother's college ring.
Oh, really? Oh.
My grandparents moved from Jamaica to England and then to the United States. And like many immigrants, they had many different jobs. And grandma was once a bus driver. She was once a bartender, but eventually she went into the nursing profession. So when we moved in 1986, yeah, grandma was a full-time registered nurse. And back then they used to wear the caps. I used to watch her get dressed, ironing her uniform, wearing white stockings, the polished shoes. Yeah, it was a whole thing back then. Now nurses don't dress as formal as they used to. Anyway, some of those rings were grandma's rings, including her college ring or graduation ring. Ooh, I like this oversized cocktail ring. Very sparkly. Actually, you could really wear it any time of the day. I mean, if you're that type of girl, right? Or this black one. I really like this black one. Very sparkly. And if you're trying to do the most or you're that extra, I guess you could just wear them all. Wear them all.
Really? So it's Nigerian?
Yeah.
I found this one. I remember this. Hey, Mommy, I found another box, this time with just brooches. Some of them I actually remember. Haven't seen in years. You should wear this stuff. Oh wait, this one is definitely Nigerian. That's what I'm saying. You got brooches mixed with, oh, but it broke. It was broken. This is that money jewelry. You've had this for years, so at least this never got stolen. Yeah, this one.
Yeah, but it broke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish you could have it fixed.
This red brooch looks kind of cute with all those pearls around the neckline, right? All right, what does this blue velvet covered jewelry box hold? Let's see. Look, y'all. This is the actual necklace I wore for my wedding. Oh my goodness. I have not seen this in years. I got married like 30 years ago. What? I'm taking this home with me. Look at these little chopsticks. These are like these decorated chopsticks that you put in your hair when you put your hair in a bun. Cute, right? And then she's got these clip-on earrings. I'm not really a fan for clip-on earrings, but they're kind of nice, very sparkly. These are a pair of wooden masks, hand-carved wooden masks that we literally brought with us in the suitcase when we left Nigeria. So they're really old, probably as old as I am, and the first one was broken, but this one is in pretty good condition. My mom was going to discard it, but it has sentimental value to me, so I'm going to take it home. And as you can see, I always collect masks on the wall, so it's going to fit in really well there, right?
That's not in this one. Another brooch. Oh, you know, pineapples are a thing here in the South. You should wear I put this on your dresser. It's like a sign of welcome. It would go well with what you're wearing. Oh, look at this one.
I kind of thought this box was empty, but of course not. It's got more jewelry in there. And this is really old.
That's bones.
It's bones? This was Nigerian though, right?
I had some ivory, and then I bought.
It's crazy how holding an object can transport you back in time. As a young girl, I always remembered helping my mother get dressed and picking out accessories for her. So it takes me back to Africa. Wow, I can't believe I remember these clips. I haven't seen these clips since I was a little girl, but I remember wearing them in my hair. My mom always had accessories in my hair, and she also wore some of them. So cute. Also, there's this pin. Ugh.
All of us, we had this smile. That was
Ridiculous
a big
smile.
Obviously, it was the summertime.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't know what I had on my head.
Yeah.
Take the photo because there's two of them.
Oh, okay, yeah, I'll take this one.
Who's
Is it Native American Indian, or where do you get it? Where did you get it from? Where do you remember?
in Nigeria, in Sokoto.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, I remember you when we were kids wearing this.
Yes.
Well,
Oh, there is
Oh, that was
Debbie.
the
That's
back.
why I was holding the baby. And there is you in the same place.
oh my gosh. I look about the same. Oh my God, that had to be like at least 20 years ago. I literally look
2007.
about the same. Like my weight, I was big then.
You're a little bit bigger now.
I'm a little bigger now, but no, really, I feel like I look the same.
Yeah, you do. I mean, this picture, it was a Christmas time, that's why.
Yeah, so, okay, well, it was about 15 years ago, because I'm looking at the kid's age. Of course, he's fatter now and grayer.
Well, you can't see whether he's grayer or not. Kareem, oh, it was Kareem and I's birthday. That's why we did the cake. See, we're both
Right,
cutting
yeah,
the
you've always
cake.
celebrated your birthday, pretty much. Wow, where you get a big, nice cake from?
My father must have bought it. 2 out.
Yeah. Wow. There are a lot of people over. Grandma, you, Grandpa.
Kareem, he had such a beautiful smile there. Now I look like my mother.
Look at Kareem.
So intelligent looking there.
Who?
Kareem.
Kareem? Yeah. I don't know what you're doing with your face.
I don't know. But this one you were praying?
I don't know if I was praying.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, I think I look better now than I did back then.
This picture makes me smile a lot. This is Kareem and Grandpa. Grandpa always had a soft spot for Kareem. He was always teasing him about mangoes, and Kareem loved spending time with his great-grandfather, which I know is a privilege because not all kids get to know their great-grandparents, right? And Kareem would have been about 14 when Grandpa passed, so he really knew, and it was really devastating for him, especially as a sensitive child.
Right. Okay, this is getting interesting. Bracelets. Oh, this is definitely looks like a silver rope. You should separate that. Maybe. I bet you didn't even know you have this, right?
Yes, Habib, right now I have everything I have. Why wouldn't I know?
Okay, let's look at some pictures. I'm done with the jewelry. This is December 1987. We're taking my father to the airport in New York City. He's going back to Nigeria. This was another visit in 1990. My mom doesn't look too happy here, and here my dad doesn't look too happy. They were already separated, and we were living in Brooklyn. We had already settled. My mom and my brothers had already settled in New York City. I was already in college, and my dad didn't look too happy, but I'm sure he would have wanted us to go back to Nigeria, maybe. And my mom would have kind of wanted him to move to New York, but it wasn't going to work for him. So it was just over. And I don't know, though, that we realized we would not see my father for another 30 years. That's like crazy, right?
God, what is Bashir wearing?
Anyway, I know it was really difficult for my mom at times as a single parent in New York, and it was definitely struggle life in my opinion. As an immigrant, it was a little tough financially at times compared to what we were used to. Anyway, this is a picture in 74. I think that was in Nigeria, and that's, yeah, Omar and I. Omar always had more hair than I did. We were so cute. That's also in Nigeria, Omar, and my mom was pregnant in that picture with Bashir.
Most kids need parents, right? But I think boys in particular need role models, male role models, or else they don't, they just don't come out right.
July 1990, I was taking some summer classes at college, and my mom had come to visit, and I felt fat. I can't believe I felt fat, but anyway, I was wearing her blouse.
Look at that 20 years down the road, and yeah, it makes me look fat. What was I thinking?
Right.
It is 10 minutes to 7. I just thought I would send you some pictures. What's up? Everything's fine here. I guess it could be worse. I'm not sick. I don't. Hope you had a nice day. Take care of yourself. Stop abusing Bashir. Your daughter, July 19th.
I look a lot like my father, don't I? On the left, that's me in his arms in London, where I was born, and on the right, that was in Brooklyn in 1991. But it's funny how genetics works, because I also look a lot like my grandmother, I believe. And my grandmother, as you know, was Caribbean. My father's Nigerian, my mother and grandparents were Jamaican. Back in college, Grandpa and Grandma came to visit me. So that's in my room. I had my own room. I always had my own room back in college. So lucky. And yeah, it's so cool to see it. At a BBMTA function, which was a pre-med organization. This is December 1990. I thought, my blazer was kind of cool. Feeling grown. So here's Nana, aka Barbara Ann, with braids in her hair, like real braids. That was the only time she ever had braids because she couldn't stand it and she took it out. Looking at us, we look real African in this picture, right? Nana was wearing a Fulani outfit. I think she would have been late 20s, maybe early 30s in that picture. And here's another picture of my father in his early 30s.
Yeah, it was definitely skinny.
Another thing I found while helping my mother unpack was my Nigerian passport. I could not find this thing for years. It is expired, but I just wanted it for sentimental reasons because I used to have a British passport, Nigerian passport, and now I have a US passport. But I might renew my Nigerian passport. What do you think? I don't know. Is that possible? Nigerians chime in. Can you renew your Nigerian passport? As you can see, the last time it was stamped was July 1986. That was the time we left Nigeria and I never returned. Yeah. Also, while helping my mother unpack, I found the Quran. It turns out this was a gift from my father back in, 1989. We would have been in the USA at the time. So it says to Habiba, may the blessings of Allah be with you at all times. Love, Daddy. That's kind of cool because I have not literally seen this book since I was a teenager. And you guys know my mother is a Christian and my father was Muslim, or is Muslim, sorry. I was exposed to both religions And don't bother asking me what my religion is because it's irrelevant to you. Just know that I strongly believe in God and I respect all major religions. And yeah, so this Quran is basically a daily use Quran from what I can see, and it's in English. But usually most of the Qurans that I remember seeing were in Arabic, and they were always so ornate and beautiful. But this one is a basic Quran. Anyway, there's also this magazine that I guess it's called Hotline. It almost looks like Time magazine. But guess what? It is from 1986. So 1986 or 1987. Anyway, it's old. It's old, y'all. And I guess it was made in Nigeria and was printed in Kaduna, which is a northern state in Nigeria. But my father must have brought it to us. It has an article in there about the different resources and government in Nigeria, and I guess talking about, the different services, electricity, water, and power, and things that we don't really concern ourselves with here in the Western world, like desert erosion. I mean, I was kind of reading it partially, and I was like, wow, desert erosion? That's different. But also like how different industries like Pepsi Cola was the big thing back then. I don't know if it still is. And also I don't know if this magazine is still in service. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it's kind of personal. For those of you that don't know me, you're probably like, what? But it's nice to look back, and maybe it brings up your own memories, your own family history. And yeah, it's crazy how my life has changed, right? From that African little girl in Nigeria to this rather eccentric woman selling deodorant on YouTube, amongst other things. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you. Don't forget to thumbs up, and we'll see you soon. Bye!